Yep, that's right. You're looking at it, Mr. Mime Jungle. I mean, it's a thing. Apparently, it's a thing. I mean, I don't see it that often because I don't see Mr. Mime being played, but this Pokemon clears jungle like nobody's business. So do a lot of other Pokemon that are kind of underrated, but hey, let's get into it. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all those around the world. Welcome back to our Pokemon Unite video featuring Mr. Mime sitting down here in Master Rank, coming through the jungle. Picking up that confusion first and our light screen ability second. Man, we are having so much fun playing Mr. Mime as of late. Coming down with one-shotting people out of the jungle. They don't expect the damage. They don't expect to see Mr. Mime anyway. But, each their own. Obviously, there are some really, really good Mr. Mime players out there. I mean, I know you guys are out there. I've seen it. I've had you guys in a couple of my games. I've seen some really good Mr. Mime plays. This Pokemon is not my my best, per se. You know what I mean? Like, I like him, but I'm not... like, if I can play... You know, like 1 out of 10 games, for example. If I can get that, 80% win rate, I don't see myself doing that as Mr. Mime, per se. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not super successful with this Pokemon, but at the end of the day, he's a lot of fun to play. And for those of you that are out there, he does take a lot of skill to pick up. He's not just pick up and play. You have to sit here. You have to put some work into him. You got to understand how his confusion works and how his barriers work. So confusion has a first frontal damage, right? And then it also hits you for a second take of damage. It does more damage if you collide into a wall. And this is a terrain, so in other words, like one of the obstacles around the map, give or take, or they collide into one of your walls that you put down. It does a lot of burst, and sometimes it really just takes the tip, just the very tip of the wall, that's it. And you're chunking for more than half some HP. Sometimes you can one-shot a lot of Pokemon. Now, there are some Pokemon that can give you a run for your money, like Absol. Absol's a pain in the butt to deal with, Mr. Mime. Just because, here you are, you're coming down to hit that confusion and Absol jumps at the right time, let's be honest. And then you miss the confusion and he kills you. It's just one of those things you gotta be really, really weary about. But for those people that sit down and play Mr. Mime, the burst for this Pokemon is nuts because people don't expect it. Especially because he's a support, low-key. But no, this man is an assassin in the right hands. For those players who are really good with this Pokemon, you know what I'm talking about. All you guys gotta do is sit down, line up a shot, and take it, because that's all it takes in Mr. Mime. Sometimes it's 1 to 2 taps and you kill a target. But, again, he's very, very hard to sit down and master and to carry games with, just because you do need a team. Your Unite move is not here to, oh my god, insane burst. You know what I mean? It's not here to do that. You know what I mean? There's other Pokemon for you to play to sit down and master if you want to just worry about carrying games, for example. Like Zeraora is one of them. Greninja is another. There's a lot of Pokemon that can do it. But keep in mind, you're playing Mr. Mime, who is, technically speaking, supposed to be a support. He does have a carry aspect to him, but only in the right hands when you're really good with him. That's just the way I look at it. For those of you who are interested in playing Mr. Mime, or what support should I pick up, I'd recommend Snorlax, Eldegoss, or Wigglytuff over Mr. Mime, just because, like I said, it takes a lot more knowledge and a lot more skill to play him. Now, again, I'm not the best Mr. Mime player out there, and you're not either, or no, your grandma, but we all know 9 out of 10 Mr. Mimes that you do run into, or that are on your team, they aren't very good. But the ones that are like, wow, that hurt, or wow, he's carrying, they're out there somewhere. Trust me, those Mr. Mimes are there. Whereas, I'm sitting down here trying to pressure bot lane as much as I can, and top lane gets run over by an Absol, pretty much Absol Snorlax lane. I don't know how that happened. I don't get it. I don't understand. I get it. You have a Garchomp in the top lane with a, what is it, Greninja, I think? Yeah, Greninja was up here as well. How did they lose that lane? You know how they lose it? They sit here, they try to be over-aggressive versus an Absol and a Snorlax. And what happens? Absol does big damage. You know what I mean? That's just the way I look at it. But you saw that, though? Absol can give you a hard time for Mr. Mime, just because of that reason right there. He can just jump everywhere, and it's hard for you to land that confusion and or guard swap. So what guard swap allows you to do, essentially the enemy Pokemon that you connect with will take more damage from your special attacks. Essentially, you're swapping the defense stats around. Essentially, that's what that is for. Now, when it comes to your Unite move, essentially you do damage and a big ol' AoE, and you do mini stuns with everyone who's in that area. It doesn't do a massive amount of damage, but it's the utility role that Mr. Mime can bring to a team. But hey, man, hopefully you guys have been having fun playing this Pokemon. Hopefully you guys are better than I am playing Mr. Mime. I just thought that you might as well sit down, give it a shot, and see what I can do with them. We're running Score Shield, Special Attack specs, and Choice specs, the new ones. And his damage really shows. Like, you hit somebody with a wall with confusion on it, or guard swap, it's just like one tap for a lot of Pokemon. Like, he's really good. There's been a lot of situations around this match right here where I thought I wasn't gonna be able to carry it, but I'm pretty certain my Mr. Mime plays in some of these situations. I do carry the game, you know what I mean? Like, look at that burst. Just that mini stun right there kept him alive. It's just things like that makes you appreciate him a lot more than what you actually do. And I, for one, I like seeing Mr. Mimes on my team. But it all depends on my team composition, because sometimes you'll have like a Mr. Mime, you'll have like a Ninetales, then you'll have like a tank, Crustle, and then a Snorlax. You don't really have any DPS, no damage essentially. You could argue Ninetales for that situation, right? No, you can't. You can't say her. Why? Because she has one ability. She hits you with an Avalanche and a Blizzard, and guess what? If she misses that, then it's on cooldown. She does nothing. You know what I mean? It's just like, you always gotta be careful of who and what you're playing and with whom you're playing with on your team. But each their own. So again, I'm sitting here trying to zone, trying to do as much damage as I can with Poke, with my confusion, before we start doing this Dreadnought. But then Absol shows up down here and becomes an issue because Venusaur walks away. It's more than half HP sitting over there on that point. For no reason, mind you. It's just one of those ordeals where, buddy, pay attention to what your team's going on. Obviously, we win this fight. Surprisingly enough, somehow we do it. We win it. We get the Dreadnought. We did great. But, in the same sense, you literally just walked away with more than half life during a Dreadnought fight. For what? Like, these objectives are super important, and that's the downside to playing Pokemon Unite right now. It's not like you're playing League or Smite or what have you, where anything can happen in those games. You know what I mean? Anything can happen. You're in that match for like 40, 50 minutes, 30 minutes, what have you. Whereas Pokemon Unite, everything's on a timer. Everything's time objective. Everything spawns at the right time, the same time. And if your team ain't there for it, your team's not paying attention, then guess what? You miss on the opportunity of picking up, being ahead. Surprisingly enough, he actually lives me. Because that, we call it double team there. It's unfortunate. But it's okay. It's all good. Just trying to get my teammates out of here. Because again, I'm not a carry, I'm just a support carry, you know what I mean? That's the way I look at them. I'm trying to get up out of here. I see Charizard trying to flank me and stuff. I'm in a really bad situation right now. I probably should just go back, right? But I'm trying to see if I can get a pick off on anyone that's within my distance here. And this is where I guarantee I'm going to put myself in danger where I shouldn't be. Charizard pops a Unite move, and we all know what happens to Charizard Unite moves. You're pretty much dead or get out of the way, essentially. Now, again, I'm low. Zapdos is here. If I go back, I risk Zapdos. Absol pretty much teleports behind me. I miss my confusion. I think if I would have hit that confusion there, I think if I didn't miss, maybe I could still be alive. That'd be a benefit for this team at Zapdos here. But I don't know. Because now I'm dead, and now I have to worry about relying on my team and stuff. And we all know how that is in solo queue. There's Unite moves not being popped. We have a Garchomp over there who's not Unite moving. He's full HP. It's just one of those ordeals where step up. You know what I mean? Just step up, do some poke, do some damage, do something. We can't carry without you. You know what I mean? Now he Unite moves and gets himself killed. But he could have done that during the Zapdos fight. We might have secured it or what have you. And I know it happens to everybody because I know those situations where you're sitting here like, buddy, you're walking away and you have Unite move up, or we're going to a team fight and Wigglytuff is not ulting, or Blissy's not going to ult me. You know what I mean? It's just, it happens. Or the worst of the worst is you have a Gardevoir on your team and she's all like, I have Unite move, guys. You know, she's spamming the button and getting to that team fight. She's all like, but I only can get one target. I'm not gonna do it. You know what I mean? She's looking for that 5v5, big Unite move. Sometimes just pop it, boys. That's all you gotta do. And sometimes when you do that, you get objectives, you get kills, you get scores, you help out your team. Instead of trying to be selfish for yourself, but each their own. But this has been Pawse Plays. Smash that like button, join that Discord, come tell me I suck. Let's group up, play some games, each their own. Keep a lookout for my new Rune Terror stuff coming up here soon. The Rune King walkthrough, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pearl Let's Plays. I got a lot of stuff coming up for this month. Hopefully you guys are down for it. I'm gonna head out. Enjoy the rest of your day. Appreciate you guys.